get off that plane that has brought you from the US and you've crossed the pond over to the UK. Be prepared though, because a lot of people are not going to have answers to your questions. Do not lose your passport, guys. Okay, don't lose your passport. Nice guy that gave me a map, and he was talking to me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Welcome to Mayc, she be going hard hitting, cleaning videos, and she speaking autism. We all know that it ain't what you see, but I know one thing, you should take it from me. Just in the M-A-Y-C, 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 M-A-Y.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Mayc. Hey guys, hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? Hope you are doing well. So as you guys can tell down in the title of this video, I want to share with you 10 things that I did that helped me prepare for my solo trip that I took back in December of 2023 to the United Kingdom. So with all that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that I did that helped me prepare for this massive solo trip that I took was prepared. Now, I know that this may seem like a giver, it's like, duh, like we know this, but it is very important, and it's something that I do want to talk about briefly. The first thing is to do your research. Do your research on everything, okay? The main thing as well is to do your research on the area that you will be staying. So whatever hotel you decide, Airbnb you decide, make sure you check it out and just see if there's been any crime or anything that has happened in that area where you may not feel safe. So for me, I researched the hotel that I stayed at in London, which was good, and I researched the Airbnb that I stayed at when I traveled to Swansea. And all of it checked out when I got there. It was a beautiful city. There were families out, there were children out, people were walking. I just love the vibe of Swansea. And so it was very, very safe because you're gonna wanna get out and travel and explore. The next thing is to, well, this goes with preparing, is to prepare your mindset for this long journey. For me, it was long because I went from America to Wales. I feel like if I had have went from America to London, it wouldn't have been as bad because, just to give you a recap, I left America at 6:15 in the afternoon and then got to London the next day. So that was pretty cool. But then I had a 4-hour and 25 bus ride to Swansea, Wales, and so I didn't get there until that night, okay? So just make sure you prepare and be ready, especially if you do like how I did. The next thing is to contact your phone company and let them know that you will be abroad. This was something that I did, but I still ran into problems when I got to Swansea. My family were calling me, they were worried about me, and I couldn't get internet. The only place that I could get internet was the bus station. And so whenever I would leave the bus station and go and try to get checked into my Airbnb, the internet there was a little bit slow, and I also had a little bit of difficulties with the key. So just make sure you contact them and make sure that that's on your phone before you leave, wherever you're leaving, okay? Because from my experience in the UK, I couldn't have just went somewhere because the Airbnb that I was at, there was like a restaurant there, and I couldn't just go close to it and log on to the internet. It just didn't work that way. So I had to go back to the bus station, but make sure you contact them for sure. Next up is I would recommend downloading the Trainline app, because that is going to give you the information on the times of the buses. So for an example, when I was out in Swansea, I wanted to take a day trip to Cardiff and visit the castle. Well, I didn't want to drive there because as you guys know, British people drive on the right side. And so I just didn't really want to put myself in any kind of risk while I was there. So I was like, nope, I'm not renting a car. I just took the buses and the trains everywhere. And so you need to know the times. You need to know the locations of these coaches and how often they're running. And so I found that Trainline was an amazing app because it tells you what time the buses are coming. It tells you where to be. So it was very, very convenient. And what I found that was easy for me to navigate was the buses versus the trains. Additionally, when you are in London, I would recommend getting a underground map because that'll help you with the district lines whenever you're traveling by train. I would also download GBP, and there's an arrow USD. So what this app does, it will allow you to keep track of your spending. So as you know, the British pound is more than the US dollar. Okay, so for an example, if something is $8 in pounds, well, in US dollars it may be 15. So just that kind of helps you to know what you're spending, know what's coming out of your account. So that was very, very helpful to me. I would also recommend, please get you a power bank for your phone. One of the reasons why I couldn't get more footage when I was at the Cardiff Castle is because my battery was just going low on my phone. So please, if you are a content creator, if you like to take a bunch of pictures like me, make sure you have your power bank. I would highly recommend that, as well as charging cables and different things like that. Now, in the UK, the plugins are different than in the US, but I found that as long as I had a charging, then I could stick it into the wall and I could charge my devices. Stay focused. There's going to be a lot going on, especially when you get to Heathrow, when you get off that plane that has brought you from the US and you've crossed the pond over to the UK. Just stay focused and ask questions. Be prepared though, because a lot of people are not going to have answers to your questions. I know when I got to Swansea and I wasn't sure where the Airbnb was, and I was asking people, I was like, do you know where that is? I was like, nope. And I'm like, so finally there was a lady that was jogging and I was like, hey, do you know where this is? And she was like, well, the marina is over there. So yeah, if I can do it and your girl is horrible with directions, make sure you are a little bit more prepared for that. But yeah, just ask questions because Heathrow is very, it can be confusing. I just read the signs, so just be prepared, read the signs, read and really focus on where you're going and what you're doing, okay? Please, guys, please, I'm telling you, it's a lot going on down there, but you can do it. Next is I would recommend printing your itinerary. So for me, I had all of that printed out, even though no one asked me for it, but just in case if my phone died, or just in case if I needed to show it to customs and they knew I'm staying in Swansea from this date to this date, and then I'm going to London from this date to this date. I just had it just in case, right? Like, you never know. So yeah, make sure you print your itinerary. Also, make sure you have your passport handy. Do not lose your passport, guys. Okay, don't lose your passport. It takes a long time to get. Now, I do think that processing times are much better now, but back when I was trying to get my passport last summer, it was hectic. Okay, and so please keep your passport close to you. Okay, it has a lot of your personal information, and so you do not want to do that, because you will definitely need your passport, you know, by your side at all times. And you'll need it to get back into the US as well. I would also recommend a backpack. So I did get a question on one of my videos where someone was asking me about, you know, why do you always carry your backpack? I would recommend that over a purse, just because when I took my day trip out to Cardiff, I bought a bunch of souvenirs. And so if I had have just had my purse, I wouldn't have been able to bring back all of the stuff that I bought. So by having a backpack, it allows you to, you know, carry things more effectively around you, and you're not just carrying things. Because remember, you're going to be, you know, either on a bus or on a train, and you don't want to have like all of this stuff you know, that you're carrying in your hand. You want to try to make things as easy for you as possible. Now, if you have a car and you're driving to these places, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're traveling like I had to do by bus and by train, make sure you carry your backpack. And then also you can put your charger in there. You can put your power bank in there. You can put, you know, whatever you need in there and just carry it on your back. Way more convenient than having a tiny purse. And like I said, you can put your souvenirs in there. I would also, I think I mentioned this, is to have an underground map and just try to look at that map and study it a little bit more. I know when I got to London, I was going to meet my friend out in Victoria, and I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. I was just going with the flow. And finally, I had a nice guy that gave me a map, and he was talking to me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, because I had to get on the Elizabeth line, and then, but I found that the buses for me were just way more easier to navigate than the train, because there are a lot of district lines, and these lines represent the different trains. Okay, so yeah, get that, study that, kind of go over it just a little bit in your mind, and then ask questions. And then the last one I have is just to have fun. You know, have fun. Go out there and have a good time. Be responsible, okay? Be responsible. And I would definitely recommend to just explore. I did a lot of exploring alone, and some people asked me, was I scared? And I wasn't scared at all. I was excited. I will say that I was nervous though. So when I took my day trip from Swansea to Cardiff, I was nervous. But really, everything worked out. I just built a lot of stuff up in my mind. And so, yeah, so just be prepared. Be prepared. Prepare. When you do the research and when you prepare, it's going to make your life so much easier. If you are a content creator and you're trying to record like I was, it may be just a little bit difficult trying to do that because you're trying to enjoy the moment, you're recording the moment, you're propping up your phone, so you may want to bring like a little tripod as well. You got this, you can do it. Like, don't let that deter you. And so in closing, I had a good time. I know that you guys will have an amazing time wherever you decide to travel. Comment down below. Let me know, did I leave anything out? Is there something that you would like to add to this list? And so, but yeah, overall, I would do it again. In fact, I am doing it again in July. I'll be traveling alone again. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you all for being here and supporting Love Mayc. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.